Hi, good evening. My name is Juan Felipe Osorio, and today we're going to talk about the boat plots. How do they work? How can we using it, and how we can get it the transfer function with them. Um, First of all, what is a boat plot? We have to know that a boat plot is a fundamental graphical tool in the analysis of linear time invariant of dynamical systems, instead of observing the system's response for their domain. So it's how the output evolves over time in response of an input of a system. The workload allows us to understand how the system processes signals of different frequencies. It essentially consists of two separate graphs, both plotted as a function of the input signal frequency. First of all, we're going to talk about the magnitude plot. There is the first one plot that appears in the boat plot. This graph shows the system's gain for each input frequency. Gain is commonly expressed in decibels, which is the logarithmic scale of the ratio of the output signal's amplitude to the input signal amplitude. The horizontal axis of this graph is frequency, plotted on an logarithmic scale, and this allows for a wide range of frequencies to be visualized and makes it easier for us identify how important behaviors in different frequency bands. This is the function to get it, and this plot represents the gain of a linear time invariant system. Um, The second one is the phase plot. That this graph shows us the phase of shift introduced by the system at each input frequency. The phase shift is measured in degrees or radians in this case and represents the angular difference between the output signal and the input signal. A positive value indicates in this case that the output leads the input. So while a negative value indicates delay, like the magnitude diagram. So the horizontal axis in this case represents the frequency of a logarithmic scale too. Um, what is for or how we can use the both plot? Um, we can use it for filter analysis and densing that because it provides like a clear visual representation of filters frequency response showing us the which frequency range are passed, like with low attenuation and which are attenuate. It allows us to like to determine the cutoff frequencies, bandwidth, attenuation in the stop band, and the other important filter characteristics. And it facilitates to us the comparison between different types of filters like low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter, and band reject filter, and the selection of most suitable on for a specific application for us. The second one is system stability analysis that it allows us like the stability of a closed loop control system to be determined without having to calculate the roots of the characteristic polynomial. Um, it analyzes to the gain margins and the phase margins, which indicate how much the system's gain or phase can vary before becoming unstable, and a positive gain margins and a phase margins generally indicate that we got a stable system. We can use it to system characterization because it helps to understand the dynamic behavior of a system in different frequency ranges, and it allows to for the identification of resonant frequencies and frequencies where significant phase change occur. And, and these are the applications that we can get it for our both plots. Um, as you can see, we got here like an example, like how to get our both plot using MATLAB. In this case, we have like this short um, code that it explains that it's too easy to do it. We just have to put the numerator and denominator and put the transfer function, and we just using the command Bode diagram, and then we got the Bode diagram in MATLAB. But how can we get the transfer function using the Bode plot? So at low frequencies, like around 0.1 radians, the magnitude is approximately 0 decibels, like as you can see in the first diagram. So we can say that the gain of this transfer function is 1, and the change, as you can see in the second diagram, occurs approximately between 1 runs um, and this say to us that we got like a typical of a real pole, and it says to like the typical of real pole is located at s plus 10. So can that's the form that can we know how to get the transfer function using the pole plot. Thanks for your attention, and that's all. And thank you for having you here.